Morning, everyone. So it's finally here, time to review for a midterm, and we have a few review pages for you that covers a lot of the stuff from the past. So we're going to do what we can to show you guys this. All right. So as we go through this, I'm going to be showing you via graphing calculator. All right. Because I can't really show you Desmos on here, but I'm going to give a demonstration in class how to use Desmos, and if you need help with that, just give a holler. Okay. All right. Write the numbers in increasing order. Super simple. Just figure out the decimal approximation of everything. So for 9 over 13, 0.692. Okay. Square root of, or negative square root of 11. Negative 3.316. Here's negative 0.65, negative 3, and negative 2/5 would be negative 0.4. Okay, cool. So if it's going from increasing order, it means smallest goes first. So a negative 3.316 would go first. That's the smallest number. I like to cross them off when I'm done with them. Then negative 3. Let's see here. The next biggest number would be, or smallest number would be negative 0.65. Then negative 2/5. Then 9/13. Okay. Increasing order, ascending order also means from smallest to biggest. Descending order means from highest to lowest. You get the idea. Okay. What is the value of negative 6 to the third? Please be careful for a problem like this. You guys have seen this numerous times. If you do this, you are wrong. You have to put it in parentheses. Okay. I said that, now I get the same thing. It actually works out when it's odd, but please be in a habit of putting parentheses around it. So negative 216. Boom. Alright, what is the value of blank, 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 blah, 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 when you plug in negative 3? So 5 times negative 3 minus 6 times negative 3 plus 2 squared. That gives me negative 15 minus, that's negative 18 plus 2 squared. Negative 15 minus negative 16 squared. Okay, this one I'm going to actually use a calculator for. Negative 271. Okay. Cool news is you could have put that all right in the calculator right from the beginning. Totally your call. Okay. What's the value of R? Again, another substitution problem. Negative 9. My S is negative 2. U is 1/4. Okay. Since I have this, I'm going to use it. So I got negative 9. Okay. Granted, I have the old calculator right here, so be aware of that. But also you can just type everything right in Desmos. You'll be perfectly fine. Okay. What algebraic model represents the relationship in the table below? Okay. If you're given a bunch of points like this, you have an x, y, x, y, x, y. In order to make an algebraic model, that basically means you want a linear equation, y equals mx plus b. So in this problem, I want to get my slope first. Now you can pick any points you want. I'm going to pick the first two points because they just seem easy. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. 10 minus 6 over 2 minus 0, 4 over 2. My slope is 2. Now I can type this or put this back in. Pick any point you want. I'll pick the first one. 6 equals 2 times 0 plus b. Cancels out. B equals 6. Once you have an m and a b, I have everything I need. 2x plus 6. Got it. Okay. Simple enough. Your basketball team is ordering equipment from a catalog. Each basketball costs $18. The cost of shipping is $15 no matter how much you order. The total cost is $411. How many basketballs did your team order? Alright, I don't know how many basketballs I ordered, so I'm going to call that X, which is the number of basketballs. I do know it costs $18 per basketball, so 18x. No matter what, I have to give them 15 bucks for shipping, and the total cost is $4.11. There we go. It's as simple as that. So I can subtract the 15 over. Oops. 396. And then divide that by 18. And don't forget your units, basketballs. Granted, it'll be a multiple choice test, but you get the idea. A driver drove 82 miles, made a pit stop. After that, the driver continued driving at a constant speed of 60 miles per hour for 2 hours. Create an expression that represents the total distance driven. Okay, the driver already went 82 miles. That's set in stone, concrete, you get the idea. Then, after a pit stop, they went 60 miles an hour for 2 hours. So, we're just making this expression up. Expression doesn't equal anything, it's just like, you know, a variable next to a constant. But as we see this, okay, if you drove 2 hours, then you just had 120 miles. If you drove 3, 180, so on and so forth. You get the idea. Alright, what equation do you obtain when you solve the formula x equals yz plus 1/4 wz squared for w? Now first you want to isolate your variable, which is right here. That means I'm going to move everything else around from it. So I'm going to move the yz over by subtracting it. X minus yz equals 1/4 wz squared. To get w by itself, I get rid of the 1/4, multiply both sides by 4. So 4x minus 4yz, that cancels out over here. And lastly, I want to get rid of the z squared. I got to divide both sides by it. W equals 4x minus 4yz over z squared. Perfect. Okay, looking good. Again, keeping in mind that you always keep all your constants separated from each other. Okay, I know I'm going relatively quick through this. If there's something on here that kind of confuses you, this is just a review. I'm not promising everything's going to be on here, but it'll be a good start to your studies for this midterm. Okay, solve the equation y equals mx plus b for m. Subtract the b over, and divide by x. Again, for variables, you always keep them separated. What's the value of blah, 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 when x is 3 and y is 7? Plugging things in. 15 times 7 minus 9 minus 3 squared. Okay. You're allowed to use a calculator in the multiple choice part, might as well use it. Cool. Alright, what's the domain or range of the relation given by the ordered pairs? So, domain is always your input, or your x values. Range is always your y, or your output. So, 2, 6, 8, 10 are all your x values. Alright? And then for your range, just all your y values. 5, -3, -1, 7. Okay, cool. Sketch a graph that is a function and one that is not. How can you tell whether it's not a function? Okay, a function is one that passes the vertical line test. So I just drew a line. If you draw a line straight up and down, can you see how it never hits more than one time? Okay. Meanwhile, if I did something like this, okay, if I draw a line straight up and down here, it hits there and there. That makes it not a function. This is called the vertical line test. Alright. Cool. Write an example of a linear function and one that is not linear. Each answer must include the sum of x raised to a power and an integer. Linear is anything in the form of y equals mx plus b. You literally have a ton of different things you could say, well, infinite matter, rather. Y equals 3x minus 2. Cool. Linear. Y equals 1/2 x minus 1. Cool. Non-linear is any of the following. Y equals x squared plus 3x plus 1. That's a quadratic. You guys did like a month of drawing parabolas in class. Something like this you could see. Y equals square root of x. Y equals 1 over x. Here's the other cool thing. You guys know how to graph on this. okay, or on your Desmos. If you have a multiple choice question on this, just throw all the graphs in your graphing calculator and see which one's a line. That works too. 14, name a pair of points that determine a line with a slope of -1/2. Don't stress too much about this one. What I really want you guys to know how to do is just figure out how to use slope for this. So, I mean the equation rather. But what they wanted you to do was, okay, so they want it to be -1/2. How could I manipulate the numbers to get it? I could pick, let's see here, 3 minus 4 would give me -1 on top, and then 2 minus 0 on the bottom would give me 2. Okay, so this is your y2, y1, x2, x1. So my points would be 0, 4, and 2, 3. Again, I'm really just more concerned with, can you use the slope formula, which everyone in this room can do. What is the slope of a line that is perpendicular to a line with a slope of 3? Perpendicular slopes are the opposite reciprocal, or negative reciprocal. So if I take 3 and flip it and negate it, my perpendicular slope is -1/3. Okay, parallel slopes are the exact same. Write 2 different equations of lines in slope-intercept form that are parallel. When you know it, y equals 4/5 x minus 2, y equals 4/5 x plus 3. Okay, the key important thing here being that the slopes, the 4/5, are exactly the same. And the final one for this problem, or this page, is what is an equation of a line that passes through the point -6,3 and is parallel to the line blah blah blah. Write an equation in line slope-intercept form. If it's parallel to this line, what's the slope of this line? 2/3. Okay, here's my xy. Well, I have this formula, which will be given to you. I have a formula sheet printed out. Y equals mx plus b. Put a 3 in for y, put a 2/3 in for m, put a -6 in for x. 2/3 times -6. -6 divided by 3 is -2, times 2 is -4. Add the 4 over. B equals 6. I now have my slope. And then I have my y-intercept. Boom. Right. First page, we have plenty of time. You guys may start the second page a while, and then I'll make a video up on it. I will make up additional reviews for you that, again, that will help you out. But use all your resources. Check out your notes. Check out everything. Anything we've done this year so far is fair game for this midterm. All right. So as always, keep up the good work and good luck. We are all counting on you.